Hi guys, it's Lewis, Wilberforce College music performance teacher. Today I'm going to take you through Sway. Sway is an interactive embedded web browser that you can use for presentations, newsletters, CVs and portfolios, anything like that. I'm going to talk to you about why I think it's such a valuable tool for teachers and also a valuable tool for students, and why I think it's a much better way of, presenting PowerPoints or students presenting reports and assignments and things like that. So basically, this is Sway. So Sway is part of Office 365. It should already be in your web browser, no matter what you're using. There it is. So if we click on an example of a Sway, you can see straight away it's almost identical to PowerPoint, but it's all in one form. And as it comes up, it's much more artistic, much more engaging, and if you look, it's fully interactive. So this is one of their templates. This is a really good way of using it. So if a student is looking at a Sway on their phone, on their tablet, or any device, it all comes out the same, it looks great, and it's fully interactive. So, how is it practical for teaching? Let's say I wanted to create a presentation for one of my units for music. I would go on Create New, and there's three forms you can do. We'll start with Create New, and I want to create a Sway presentation on music projects or music history. So I would type in, give it a title, let's just put music for now. And I want a photo to go with that, so I would click here to add an image as my background, and Sway automatically searches it for you or gives you options and suggestions. Now that's the best thing about Sway, while you can also upload anything from your own device or use anything you want from OneDrive, it also sort of preemptively tries to think what is the best way it can help you out. So yeah, I like that image, I want that as my background, so I just drag it straight from here. It automatically does Creative Commons, you can click off that and use anything. It uses Bing or whatever search engine you like. If you're looking at suggestive, you can search on Flickr, Bing, and on straight from YouTube if you want. So I think that's great. That's the title, music, and I would like to add something to explain my students' music notation. Let's choose this one. Drag it underneath, and you can see it's like a card system. So every time you're adding to Sway, you're sort of effectively creating new cards to stack on top of each other, which can be moved about any way you want. This is the most important part of Sway, is just adding to your presentation. So do I want to add a new image, a new header, text, media, or a group? I think, what would be good after explaining notation would be to create a stack of images like we saw in the other one. And I can drag just a stack of images. Let's choose a random, just keep adding them. Yep, I think that's great. I want them to be able to see an example of loads of different images and also be able to click and interact with that. So you can title anything you put on Sway and any sort of photograph you put on. I will title this music notation. And underneath here, if it was an actual presentation, I would be explaining what notation is what I meant. I would be explaining what music notation is. So what is notation? And type as much as I want, give it bullet points if I want, it's already there, or examples. We'll come to that in a moment. So if I want to see how I'm getting on so far, this is what I have so far. Now Sway automatically gives you a design outlet. So it automatically gives you a random design, and you can edit it in any way you want. So let's say I'm not happy with this, and I want it to be more colourful or anything to that effect. I would go to design and go over and click on styles. You can choose whether you want it to scroll vertically or horizontally, or be much more like a traditional PowerPoint with slides. I'd like this to be horizontal, and I think I'd like it to have more colour. Oh, that's brilliant. Let's have cupcakes and cherries as my style. That's a bit of me. So I think that's great. Let's go back. So after this, in fact, I'll show you again. This is what creating a stack will do. So students can just click through, and each one of these can be captioned. So you can see there, that's where I've put music notation. They click on that, it comes up with what is music notation. So you kind of even like hiding little Easter eggs, like an interactive website. I think that's such a valuable tool, and it keeps students much more engaged when it comes to anything you're trying to share, any information you're trying to share with them, rather than a dry PowerPoint where you click in next slide and it comes up with some text and an image, and next slide it comes with a text and image. You can do anything you like in Sway. So I think I would like to embed, we'll do it as an image. I think I want here a video explaining what music notation is. And you can put the URL of a YouTube video in there if you like, or you can think, oh, I'd like to sort of scroll through different ones, see what it suggests. This is a really good one as well. I want to drag that there. Brilliant. We'll caption it with, just put video for now. Let's go back to how it's going to look when the students look at it. So they've got your title, they're scrolling through, interactive text, and automatically it comes up with video. They can play that video, and you can still scroll all the way through, you swear. So that's great. Sway is so interactive, and you can literally put anything you want, all your ideas into it. Another great way to use it, especially if you want to save yourself time or you want to look at some more broader aspects of Sway and for it to create you a template, is you can create from a topic. So I want to create a presentation on music in general. I'm going to explain the history of music, what music is to my students. I can put in music, create from an outline. And powered by Wikipedia, it will automatically create me a Sway, give me titles, pick relevant pictures, and put in some information on music. So if you're looking through it, it's created its own card system. All of these from the titles from Wikipedia. If I play, I can see what is chosen for me. So I think that's great as it goes through, and I can just fill in the information what I think is relevant. So, you know, it'll just choose based on, I mean, I picked a really broad topic there, but you can pick whatever you like or as specific as you like, and it'll try its best to create something for you. The best way to use Sway, in my opinion, is to sort of improve on things you already use in classrooms. So I wanted to give my students a presentation on Bon Iver. I would use a PowerPoint I've been using last year that I really liked, but I think Sway could improve on it in every way. So if we look at the PowerPoint here and do a slideshow, and I would be talking, I'm going to talk about Justin Vernon. Next slide, this is his first album. Click. Next slide, this and that and this and that. I could give that to my students and they could look at it while I was presenting it to them, but they probably wouldn't look at it after, and they probably wouldn't have it on their phones, scroll through a PowerPoint on their phones, but they would do in a Sway because it's a much more interactive thing. So I'm going to upload my presentation, and Sway will create it into a Sway point for me. Just takes a few minutes. So this is what my students will see. And I mean, immediately, that is just miles better. I can embed any video. They can scroll all the way through it and back. And I can edit it and change it any way I like. And I can also ask it if I want. Excuse me. I can also ask it to pick a random style. So if you click remix, it'll just choose something at random. And again, I can choose anything specific, so like that. So hopefully that's been informative to you, and a sort of really brief outline of what you can do with Sway and how you can use it to improve your classroom presentations, or anything you want students to take home with flip learning, or things you want students to refer to, even assignment briefs. Any sort of Word document or PowerPoint can be brought into it. And you wanted to have a look and say you were a photography teacher, you could look at getting your students to do look at a much more professional CV, an interactive CV for employers, or even as something as simple as you want one of your students to do a report on caterpillars, and it's got a template here, and that for me is just a much more artistic and a much more engaging way for students to present things or to do assignments that require presentation rather than PowerPoint. So thank you for watching. Hopefully that's been informative, and the next video will tackle more advanced things you can do in Sway.